Live linear TV is increasingly rare around the globe. Olympics, the World Cup, the Super Bowl, and in Australia, the AFL Grand Final is one of those rare moments where we all hover around the TV to watch what happens. Last year, my team was in the final, Collingwood, and I rode every bump and rejoiced as we got to an eventual victory. But it really made me think of my late mother. She would have loved to see her beloved Magpies win another flag. We could have watched it together, followed by hours of post-game discussions, analysing it play by play. And while I'll never watch another game with my mother, the prospect of discussing it or anything else with her is much closer than we think. Welcome to Towards 2030. I'm Steve Sammartino, futurist. In this series, we're going to explore the most exciting trends and ideas shaping the world of tomorrow. So you've got to join me and dive into the innovations and insights, because we're going to do what the others won't. We're going to learn about what's next and give ourselves a chance at shaping it. The others, they're watching strangers get married on islands, but not us. We're here to learn, to know more, and be more. So let's explore that future in 10 minutes at a time. Let's get started. Welcome to the age of digital twins. And we're all going to get one. And while it won't be exactly my mother, and she'll have no idea about it, soon we may be able to access the minds and faces of those who have passed. Initially, it won't be perfect. The process largely involves constructing a persona bot. End users wishing to create a bot of lost loved ones will need to provide detailed information, effectively creating a data bank for the AI bot to draw from. This information encompasses obvious factors such as geographic and chronological details, education, work experiences, travel, interests, even attitudes. With this data, a fairly accurate replica can be made using off-the-shelf AI tools. These bots will be able to engage in generic conversations. In fact, a version of this was achieved a few years ago when James Vlahos created a chatbot of his terminally ill father. How did he do it? He conducted deep interviews for months with his dad while he was sick, resulting in a basic, let's call it dad bot, that he could interact with after his dad had passed. And we've progressed significantly since then. Interviews, well, now they're optional. Currently, anyone owning a smartphone, which accounts for 86% of the Australian population and 63% of people globally, is inadvertently creating a digital twin of their own existence. I mean, ChatGPT already can adeptly replicate the voice of me, Steve Sammartino, and it can mimic my writing style. And given that much of my life is public as an author and futurist, it possesses an extensive database of not just my work, but my experiences, where I've been, my acquaintances, and even my hobbies. The younger an individual, the higher the resolution of their digital twin. Nearly every action since the inception of the smartphone has been digitized and documented. Both my children, born in 2010 and 2012, epitomize this. Their digital footprints reside in server farms globally. And even though they're set to private and not in the public domain, tech giants possess access to all the components of their life stories. So let's consider what today's youth have shared for their future digital selves. Photos. Most pictures of children taken by families originate from an iPhone. That means they're stored in the iCloud and other cloud providers. These images are geotagged, timestamped, and analyzed by AI. And this means that they can track the development of a person's face and their physical disposition. Videos. The data obtained from videos is even more detailed and accurate than pictures. And importantly, this builds a database of people's voices, facial expressions, and body movements, all of which are unique biometric measures. They're as unique as fingerprints and can be used to create fake videos in the future of those people at a different time of life. You could talk to the 12-year-old version of someone or the 20-year-old version. Diaries. My family's whereabouts have been meticulously logged. Even if we forget an entry, the GPS and Google Maps will fill in the gaps of where we were and when. Phones. My daughter's iPhone tracks her content preferences, friends, and interests. And my son, although phoneless, is still monitored by big tech when he uses my device. And they do something pretty shady, which is called shadow profiles, where they track his clear habits and preferences without his or anyone's knowledge. If someone else is using the phone, they know how old they are and that it's a different person. Everything from looking at the face to feeling the size of the finger caressing the screen. They know it's a different person. Laptops. Both of my kids use laptops for schoolwork, and they use the Google suite of products to do it. They have to. They don't have a choice. Now, this offers insight into their intellectual growth and thinking patterns, much like a school principal from a smaller primary school might track and take an interest in students' development. But this goes down to the basic level in every subject. They know exactly where they are at with their learning and their intellectual capability. And we can be sure that big tech are tracking all ambient conversations too, of anyone in earshot of a smartphone. They know exactly who is speaking, despite claiming otherwise. And all of this is just a glimpse of the data available. For those online for over a decade, we can create a high-definition AI replica with ease.
This man is dead, yet his neurological data is still accessible. We are going to take his biological brain, imprint it into that synthetic brain, replicate the human mind.
And for those born post-2007, it'll be nearly perfect. This means we can craft interactive AI twins of the living or the deceased. And when it does arrive, we'll be astounded. Although, really, we shouldn't be that surprised. So, let's look at the ingredients. Combine the aforementioned personal data with large language models trained to mimic human behavior, and we can produce a convincing deep fake of almost anyone. It'll be like having a Zoom call straight from the afterlife. It will be as simple as logging in and choosing who to chat to. In moments, a lifelike AI bot of a person you once knew will be there conversing with you in real time with the same brain and the life they had before they passed. And here's the kicker. They'll be able to continue to learn as you chat with them. They'll add new experiences that they've had to their mind so that they can keep up to date with what's happening in the living world, even though they've passed. They'll know everything that is going on with your family. And already you've guessed what the red flags are. Who owns our data and biometric records? Who does the person who died need to sign off for their AI replica to be created? Will this be in their will? Who profits from all this? And is this even a healthy idea for people who struggle to move on in such difficult circumstances? If we've already relinquished our data to big tech, will we need to pay subscription fees to converse with AI renditions of departed loved ones? Perhaps this tech will be reserved for forming parasocial relationships with AI Taylor Swift or our favourite actors or football stars. One certainty is the emergence of a significant industry. The allure of fantasy, love, and loss is undeniable. And it is, of course, the usual suspects who are in the best position to be able to do this. Apple, Meta, Google, OpenAI. How could anyone turn down the opportunity to be able to talk again to someone once close to their hearts that they've lost, even if they know it isn't real? It will feel so real, it will have a no noticeable difference. One thing that will be real is the profits. The only question is, who will accumulate them? Big tech or yet to be founded startups, or the people who created the data in the first place? And that is us.
잘 지내지? 많이 보고 싶었어. 못 보면 어떡하나 걱정했는데 이렇게 보길 다행이네.